Hi, this is Lauren from Daisy Cottage Designs, and today I'm here with a video tutorial for you on the blanket that you see in front of you. This shell stitch blanket was really fun for me to make. It took me far longer than I should have because we were moving and getting settled in, but it's finally finished and I'm ready to make the video. So if you want to learn how to make this blanket, I want you to grab a J crochet hook. I use the tulip hooks. It's a J or a 10, and that is a 6mm hook. And you're going to want to grab some worsted weight yarn. I'm using Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn in the shade Glacier, which is actually the color that I used in the blanket, which doesn't always work out that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a chain of 6. No, sorry, let me reword that. The multiple for this pattern is multiples of 6 plus 2. So 6, 12, 18, 24, any of those numbers, but then you add 2. So for me, I'm going to start with a chain of 20. And I think the baby blanket pattern starts with a chain of 104, but I have a bunch of different sizes and I give you the starting chain for all of those. But for this pattern, any multiple of 6 plus 2 will work. So the first thing you're going to want to do after you have your chain of 20 for this swatch is you're going to want to single crochet in the second chain and in each stitch across. So on a pattern that works into the chain and skipped chains, so for instance, you would single crochet here and skip 2 chains and then work your 5 double crochets into the next chain, something like that. I really like to start with a foundation row so you don't have gaps on the bottom of your work, because if you're doing that into a chain, sometimes you'll end up with a really loose bottom that has some gaps, and I like to avoid that by starting with a foundation row of single crochet. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch and in every stitch across, and that will leave me with 19 single crochets. So go ahead and do that with me. Okay, so my foundation row is done, and now I'm ready to get started with the pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And I'm going to single crochet into the first stitch. Then I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches. And I'm going to work 5 double crochets into this stitch right here. So skip 2 and work 5 double crochets into this stitch. So I'll yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch and pull up a loop. There are 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops and then yarn over and pull through the second loop. So there's my first double crochet, and I need 4 more, so I'll work on those now. Here's 2. 3. 4. And 5. So I have my single crochet on the end. I skipped 2 stitches. I worked 5 double crochets into the next stitch. Now I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and I'm going to single crochet into the stitch after that. So I'll just insert my hook into that stitch and single crochet. All right, and now I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches. I'm going to work 5 double crochets into the stitch after that. So I'll skip this one, I'll skip this one, and now work 5 double crochets here. There's 1. 2. 3. Need 2 more. 4. And 5. Then I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and I'll single crochet into the stitch after that. Then I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and work 5 double crochets into that stitch. There's 1. 2. 3, 4, and 5. Then I'll skip the next 2 stitches and I'll single crochet into the last stitch. And that is the end of our first row. And you can see my shells are looking good. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And then what you're going to do is you are going to work 3 double crochets into this very first stitch. So our chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, it just allows us to turn. And now we're going to work 3 double crochets into that very first stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches, so this one here and the next one, and then you're going to work a single crochet into the middle stitch of your shell. So skip 2 stitches, excuse me, and single crochet into the middle stitch of your shell. And then you'll skip the next 2 stitches and you'll work into this single crochet between the shells, and you're going to work 5 double crochets into this stitch here. So skip 1, skip 2, and work 5 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's 5. You're going to skip the next 2 stitches and work a single crochet into the top of your shell. So skip 2 and then single crochet. And you're going to skip 2 stitches and work 5 double crochets into the next stitch, which is going to be the single crochet between your shells. So right here, skip 1, skip 2, 5 double crochets there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you'll skip 2 stitches and single crochet into the next stitch. And then when you get to the last 3 stitches of the row, you're going to skip 2 stitches and then work 3 double crochets into the very last stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And you will just repeat those rows over and over again until you get to the last row, until you get to the length you want. But you're going to want to make sure you end on the row that starts with a single crochet. And I'll show you why. So we're going to make one more row together. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we'll single crochet into the first stitch. We're going to skip 2 stitches, and then we'll work 5 double crochets into the stitch after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, Then we're going to skip 2 stitches and we're going to single crochet into the stitch after that. And now we'll skip 2 stitches and we'll work 5 double crochets into the stitch after that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to skip 2 stitches and single crochet into the stitch after that. Then we'll skip 2 stitches and work 5 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll skip 2 stitches and single crochet into the last stitch. Now you have your last row, and it's beautiful and I love the shells, but sometimes if I'm going to work a border, I don't want to see the scallops on the final row. So I'm going to show you how you can have a straight edge. So this will be your final row of the pattern. After you work, you're going to want to make sure you have an odd number of shell stitch rows. So this is my 3rd shell stitch row. So you'll want to end on an odd number of shell stitch rows, and this will let you fill in the gaps. So you're going to chain 1 and you're going to double crochet in the first stitch. And then we're going to work a half double crochet in the next stitch and then the stitch after that. So half double crochet and a half double crochet. So we have to work different height stitches in order to make it end up straight. Then we are going to single crochet into the next stitch, which is going to be the top stitch of the shell. So we'll single crochet into the next stitch. Then we're going to work a half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So a half double crochet here and a half double crochet here. And then we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And you can see that our work is already getting straight along the top. So we'll half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So half double crochet here, half double crochet in the next stitch, and then we'll single crochet into the stitch after that. And then we'll work a half double crochet in this stitch and a half double crochet in this stitch. And all of this is written out in the pattern. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. So I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. I'm going to single crochet into the stitch after that. Half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then double crochet in the last stitch. And then let me show you. Now the top and bottom of our work are both straight, and it will let you work a border all around it if you want to. All right, so I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment, but the quickest way is to send me an email, so I'll put my email up on the screen. Have a great day and happy crocheting.